Well, that's a very good question, Anaga. It is only women who ask for women's rights. Very rarely have I seen a man stand up and ask for women, ask for their rights. I've very rarely seen them ask for their daughters, for their mothers, for their sisters, or for his wife. It is a very rare thing, and I'm sure many men who are out there will agree with me on that. Gender discrimination has its roots in our evolutionary history. This is very important for all of you to understand. Millions of years ago, we emerged from a chimpanzee grandmother. One of her children continued to be a chimpanzee and procreated chimpanzees. One of her children became our ancestor. So we are from the chimpanzees. So if you looked at chimpanzees, there is a great deal of hierarchy in them. The males among them are the dominant species. I'm sure many of you would already have this information with you. So I wonder how we would have been, if our ancestor had been a bonobo. Because among the bonobo monkeys, guess who were the leaders? Women were the leaders. And they are definitely more peace-loving than the chimpanzees are. The chimpanzees form groups and, they constantly fight for supremacy and for power. There's a lot of ambition and greed in the chimpanzee, and especially the male chimpanzees. But however, what began as a biological evolution need not continue today as our psychology, as our thinking, right? We have evolved a lot. Throughout history, there have been very advanced cultures that have recognized the immense potential of women and accorded them leadership. Certain phases in Egyptian civilization and also Vedic civilization in India here, we had women leaders. I would like to say that the currents are changing today. In the new emerging world, feminine attributes, whether they be a man, whether they be in a man or a woman, will be very essential for leadership. There will be masculine potential in a woman and a feminine potential in a man also. This era and the coming one belongs to feminine attributes. And what are these feminine attributes? They are like cooperation, nurture, making the other as important as oneself, inclusivity, patience, and endurance in times of difficulties, and creating opportunities for collective leadership. These feminine attributes, whether they are in a man or a woman, will be the qualities of the future emerging leaders. How many of you agree? If you agree, say yes. It's not going to be brute aggression, selfishness, self-centeredness, desire to dominate and manipulate constantly. These will slowly disappear, and I'm sure as Oneness Youth Changemakers, all of you too want these to disappear, because many of you are yourselves victims of these states. So the currents are changing, and it needs to change by you bringing about a change. If people with these feminine attributes do not take charge of the world, then let's see what's going to happen. We will be headed towards an ecological disorder. And it's already happening. It's already happening right in front of us. We will have wars over water, and there will be global economic instability. So as women, you have an advantage. Anaga, you have an advantage to nurture these feminine qualities in you and to be a change maker to create change in the world. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You have tremendous advantage. You're not weak. You are actually very powerful as a woman. What aspect of this feminine do you think you have in you? I am asking this question to every young man and woman in the group. Take a minute and write the answer for me.